So I know I've owed you guys this review of Avatar Legend of Korra forever, but I wanted to wait until it officially come out so that there wouldn't be any group of people who were like, I haven't gotten to watch it yet because I'm waiting for it to come out on television, or something like that. So I haven't done a review until now. So the episodes are short, so there isn't really much to say. All I can really say is what I expect, what I'm looking forward to, what I'm kind of scared about, etc. The good. I like Korra's character. I think she's fun. I think she's enjoyable. I think that she already has a personality, and that's great to see. Just like when you first met Aang, you knew what he was like. When we first meet Korra, we know Korra. And I think that really is a testament to the good storytelling and how you build personality with just small scenes, because you really get a taste of who she is as a character when you just hear her go like, I'm the Avatar, you gotta deal with it. And you're just like, this girl's a champ. And the secondary cast is also really, Tenzin I think is a really great character, partly because of, you know, his tie to the original gang, but also because you see that combination of his mother and his father, and you kind of get the frustration that, like, you know, he's trying to teach this person who basically is kind of like, you're kind of the reincarnated version of my father in a girl form thing. And you get the frustration that he feels with them generation apart, trying to teach her these new ways, and her just kind of like, yeah, whatever, don't really care, maybe I don't need to know this. And their kind of father-daughter conflict mentor-teacher thing, it's very interesting. I love his kids. His son is like, I can already tell that kid's going to be a meme. Believe. That was awesome. And I love the little girls. I love the little troll one who's like, Grandma Katara, do you know the story about what happened to Zuko's mother? Very funny, writers. Very funny. You think you're clever, but you're really not. But that was great. Naga, I think I love the design of Naga. I think that it's not Appa. No one can ever replace Appa. But it's still going to be interesting to have another animal theme. Brolin and Mako, they're interesting so far. I like their characters too. Their personalities also come through when you first meet them. Brolin's the fun, outgoing one. Mako's the teenager who's like, yeah, I'm cool. You know, that guy. So that's interesting too. Even though I'm just doing like, yeah, that guy. It's still, they're interesting characters, and I think that they're fun. So I like that, of course. I like the new. I like the industrial age of Avatar. I think it's really good, and I think it's realistic, because if you look at America, our industrial age came really quickly after the Civil War. We were pretty much building up as that was going, and it makes sense that after a big war they would build stuff and it would become more industrialized. So I think it's really interesting seeing how, like, you have bending working with these modern day technologies, and also the conflict that will come up about, like, do you really still need bending anymore when you have modern technology? I mean, it's like magic and technology. I mean, technology is kind of magical. Then do you really need magic anymore if you have technology? And so that kind of, I hope that conflict kind of comes into play. That goes more into what I expect later on. With the setting, you know, how they're doing Korra's character, I really like. I know some people are concerned about how, like, she suddenly knows all the bending except air. And I was talking with Deadpoolzilla when we were doing our podcast. My whole thing in Avatar is I come to realize, like, everyone in Avatar is a prodigy at some point or another. You know, you can start off not being a real prodigy, but by the end of one season, you'll be a prodigy. And so I just kind of go with it with her character. I mean, she still has struggles, and she's still going to learn things. She still has to master a different part of her elemental base. But Aang was basically like, he was learning elements left and right. And even when Korra was a kid, she wasn't like doing perfect bending. She's kind of just doing like punch, kick, hiya, and just stuff would come out. It's not like she was just being like, I know bending. It's more like, I can do things. Isn't this fun? So I don't think that's too out of the box for Avatar. We've seen this a billion times with their protagonists. They always make them learn how to do skills in like 2 seconds. The only problem I have with Katara, the only problem I have with Korra is her voice actress. I don't like her voice. I feel like her voice actress does not add anything to the character. It almost feels like she's speaking through her, but not. I don't know. The voice and the character don't mesh with me. Hopefully I'll grow into it. I probably will, but so far it doesn't really click for me. I like the pro bending idea is really interesting to me because I think it just proves how obsolete bending has become. I mean, you have something that used to be like this spiritual art form, and now it's kind of like, for your entertainment purposes, we're gonna do wrestling, but really just bending. It's kind of like when we saw earthbending being wrestling, but like to a larger scale, because it's all the elements, even stuff like water and fire. I'm sure if they had more airbenders, they could have used that too. I think it's really interesting to see also what it's going to be like with other airbenders, to see if, you know, besides, is it just Aang's family, or has it like restarted and there are more spiritual benders coming out? I wonder. That'll be really interesting to see. Katara and I haven't had the best relationship. She's not one of my favorite characters, but I'm sad that she's gonna die, because if you remember from the fortune teller back in book 1, she's gonna die after the birth of her last grandchild, and here, or great-grandchild, whatever the hell it is, but the baby's about to come out, so we're gonna see Katara croak, and that's sad to me. Even though I don't like her character, she's still part of this legacy, and I think it'd be really interesting to also see the other characters as older people. Maybe not, they're not alive, so they're not as old as Katara, but just to see what happened to them. Like, we got the little statue of Toph, and we see her, Toph's daughter, and it's so weird thinking that Toph has a daughter. I mean, it's like your friend from college. It's like, hey, I'm pregnant. What? Girl, you crazy. But, so that relationship with, Lin Mei Fong and Korra I'm looking forward to as well, because it almost seems like, I wonder if everyone in the gang stayed together and stayed BFFs, because it would be great if they did, but it also would be really interesting story-wise to be like, yeah, we didn't really hang out that much after the fact. We went different ways, we had different lives, and they didn't stay together. I mean, they grew up, so it wouldn't make sense for them to always be traveling in one little path. So that would be really interesting to see, like, what happened to them, and hopefully we'll get to that. I'm also looking forward to seeing more of the spirit world. That was one thing I always wish they had focused more on in Avatar, but we never got to, which makes sense because they were trying to, you know, we gotta fight this war, we gotta beat the Fire Lord. That was always the overarching mega plot. So now to have Korra focusing on her spirituality, hopefully we'll get to see more of the spirit world, maybe we'll get a little bit more of Ko, and more aspects of that. Maybe we get to see Yue again. There's kind of things that would be really fun. And then we could also see, you know, some old members through the spirit world and see, like, Aang is part of the cycle of the avatars, and that would just be great. Amon as a villain I'm looking forward to. I am hoping that he comes from the amazing Jean Paul as Azula. Like, Azula raised my expectations for villains so high, because besides the fact that I love Azula, you know, I named my teddy bear after her, Azula was a smart villain. She was competent, she knew what she was doing, she had a strong sense of self, she was just a great villain. So I hope that Amon will also be a great villain. He has a lot to live up to, and I have faith in Break. I really think it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. I think he's an energy bender. That's my theory. I think that's what he's going to do to try and get rid of bending and fight that, because it makes sense that that would be the way he would get rid of it. And that would actually be the lion turtle actually not as annoying anymore, because that would be kind of fucking awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. Basically, I just have high expectations for this show. I think it's going to be great. I think that so far in the past 2 episodes we have seen hints of Korra's character. We can see how her relationship with Tenzin is going to be this kind of push and pull of them trying to, like, realize. We have to kind of, you know, it's old versus new. Old teaching, new teaching, and coming together. Like the Karate Kid almost. So I think that'll be really fun to see them work together and the conflicts they're going to have, especially because they're kind of going to be like a family. They're going to live together and hang out, and that'll be interesting. So that on that level, I'm enjoying it. That's what I fear. I have a fear like it won't live up to Avatar, but that's kind of just like a general always thing, because, you know, Avatar was so great. I have so many good memories of it, but at the same time, there's no reason why this can't also be great. And even if it's not great, it won't ruin Avatar, because even though they're connected, they're two completely different series. Aang's story is totally unique to Aang. Korra's story will be totally unique to Korra. Even though there's overarching themes and connecting characters, you can have one without the other. So if you end up like, oh, I hate Korra, you don't need to watch that. You have the first 3 books of the show, and it'll be fun on its own. So I think that'll be good in itself. The other thing I'm not looking forward to, and it's already started, is the shipping wars. Like, if Avatar can do anything, it's a goddamn shipping war. It's already starting, and there is already bringing up old drama from the old days. I'm just like, why can't you just let that die? I mean, I got into the Avatar fandom when I was about 15 years old, and had to deal with so much bullshit from, like, fandom people. And I really hope this doesn't happen again to the large scale it did before. And, because what I love about Avatar is that there's romance in it, but it's not, like, most of the time. Like, you get there 1 or 2 episodes to be like, hey, this is canon, you should remember that, just in case. Don't dream, Zutarians, gosh. I'm a Zutarian, don't worry, I dreamt. And then I woke up. But now it seems they're going to be doing more of the crushy thing with Mako and Korra, which for me is fun, because I ship it. I ship whatever. I like all the crazy stuff. But I also don't want it to become a war again, because it's unnecessary, it's stupid, and really we should be able to have fun with it. And I really want this to be fun. I don't want to have this constant drama of like, oh, you guys are stupid because you don't like this, and just live and let live. But I can already tell that's not going to happen, because there's so much backlash against people who ship Korra and Mako who are Zutarians, and people who ship Korra and Mako who aren't Zutarians, and people who ship Korra and Brolin, and all that kind of bullshit. I'm just kind of like, why? There's only been 2 episodes. Even before 2 episodes were released, this stuff was going on. I'm just like, people, grow the fuck up. Like, why are you so concerned about who this fictional character is going to be within this show? Like, it's over. Stop bringing up Zutara, Kadang, Mako arguments. Like, it's over. Stop. Let it go. So, I hope it'll just be fun. It won't be as crazy as that, because fandoms can ruin a show like it's nobody's business. And the Avatar fandom is nothing to lose. I used to go to avatarspirit.net. Rawls, she would scare the shit out of me. Still kind of does. And even though she's great, I actually agree with her on a lot of other stuff, but when it came to shipping, she'd be like all hardcore and be like, oh, Zutara is crazy. I'm like, I just want to ship because I like opposites attract. But then it'd be like, you stupid. I'd be like, I'm sorry. Too much. But overall, I just want to have a solid story. And I think, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to get. Mike and Brian are great storytellers. I have great faith in them. And what I will try to do, because I don't have a television, which is why I don't have reviews of Game of Thrones up like every week like I want to, because I have to wait forever for it to download and get the episodes. But I can probably get to Korra in the afternoons because of when it airs. So what I'm going to try and do is have a weekly Korra review. That's kind of my goal. Will it happen? Probably not. But it's a goal. I'm going to stick to it as much as I can. So I'm excited for Legend of Korra. I have lots of expectations, things like that. Let me know yours. And when we start getting more into a mega plot, we'll have more to talk about in terms of overarching themes and stuff like that. What I really want to find out about the gang is I want to find out what happened to Zuko, Zuko's mom, him and May, if they have any kids running around. Also, what happened to Sokka and Suki. I just want to see everyone's brood, everyone's descendants just come up so I can see you, see what you look like, see if you meet my expectations, and then you can get the hell out and let Korra have her own story. So, that's the gist of it. Also, stop whitewashing Korra. She is tan because she has dark skin because she's Inuit. So, please stop making her look like, you know, Aang's complexion, because she's not. And I'm sorry that it upsets you, because some people are like, she looks better with pale skin. I'm like, you need to stop hating, okay? She's a woman of color. She is brown. Let the bitch be brown. Thank you.